Yeah, that's a really good question. So again, like I was saying with that trailer suspension shot, and a ton of our work is cars, but it's really boring, so we don't put it in our demo reel. But what we do is we get in a chase vehicle. And so, the pilot sits in the front seat, can fly the aircraft. I sit in the back seat, operate the camera. We can have DP, looking over our shoulders, and then we can really work ourselves in nice positions. But we get 7 minutes of flight time. So you take off, and you figure you have 70 minutes at 45, 50 miles an hour. And so, if that answers your question.
More like as opposed to like straight lines versus like hills.
As long as the trees aren't so bad, we can go around curves and hills. I mean, we've flown up a curved hill with trees. You saw one. There's a shot in our demo reel where we're looking, straight down, trees, and we're actually in a chase vehicle, but we're quite a ways behind, so you can see, way up into the sky. But that's in a, those trees are, 80, 90 feet tall. So, you can. There's a lot of options in there.
Where do you find the kits?
Where do you find the kits? Empire Hobbies is offering this kit as a discount for this event. There's all sorts of hobby shops all over. Again, Empire Hobbies is great because they've been supporting us. They have great customer service. So if you have a failure with a part or have any questions, you get on the phone with them, and they'll be a great assistance to you.
All right. Have to put on.
How would you say the mobility is, particularly in tighter spaces? Say, like when you were given this room as an example.
In this room, we've done some stuff where we fly, in factories and indoors. But there becomes a point when, why don't I get, a stabilized gimbal or a steady cam? So it's drawing that line where is this helicopter actually useful, or am I just using this helicopter because I have one?
Is there a limitation to altitude if you're climbing, rock climbing?
And Errol, we're going to cover that on responsible operation as well. So, yeah, go ahead and address it.
Okay,
We're going to go over that as well.
Yeah, are you questioning like about an operational ceiling? Like, can I fly at 10,000 feet, or
Right.
are you asking how high can I be above the ground?
Both, but like altitude, 14,000 feet.
Okay, so the highest that we've ever flown is we've flown in Colorado, the very top, about 12.7, and we fly single rotor, so we bump our head speed, about another 100, 150 RPMs per minute, so we can cut more air. And we haven't ran into a problem yet of the air being too thin. As far as operational above ground level, that's a legality thing. Right now, we're operating as a hobbyist, as a hobby aircraft. So FAA, you have to be line of sight under 400 feet, and so that's where that stands.
All right, last question, and then
just
he's got to get to the
clarify.
cab, otherwise his fiancée is going to string me.
Yeah, I was wondering, making the jump into professional and commercial aerial stuff, 'cause I just do it for fun. What are some things to practice? What are some things that really take it to that next level?
That's a great question.
That is a really great question. It's being able to fly. I would say the number one thing to do it safely is to be able to fly under a high stress environment. So to get out your AP ship, go fly, but invite 20 of your friends to be around you, yelling, screaming, and telling you what to do. And if you can perform without shaking underneath that, then I think you have it. But then just another thing is it's not just getting out and flying these. It's another thing is when you show up, you have to envision yourself being in that and what's going to look pretty from up there. So that's another thing. You can be on the ground, and be like, I'm going to fly over there. It's going to look great. And when you get up there, it looks horrible. So it's when you're up there assessing it and changing your flight path, and being able to do that on the fly. Be like, I'm up here. This is what we planned, but over that tree gap, there's a sewage treatment plant. So we're going to do something different now to hide that.
Perfect, Errol. Thank you so much. You got one more? It's 2 after 5.
Okay.
All right, you got 8 minutes to get the dirt.
Your flight paths? Can you program anything in there? Or?
There are some flight controllers that have waypoints and stuff, but again, that's going to be a really robotic flight path. It's not going to be beautiful, and I think the beauty of this is again flying. It's an artist putting his paintbrush onto the easel, onto the piece of paper, and by flying it manually, you can really smooth things out and make it really flowing and beautiful. And if it is on a predetermined path, it's going to be really linear and robotic.
Perfect, Errol. Thank you. Help me.
Well, thank you guys so much. It's been a great pleasure to be here, and it's an amazing adventure I've been on, and I'm so happy to bring all you guys along with me.